Great. Welcome to the question session, question solving section of the IAS 23 borrowing cost. So today we're going to look at one or two questions under it, then we move on. So let's pick, but we will solve the assignments. Please can you remind me the question number from the previous lecture? That's question 7, right? Great. Tutorial question 7. Good. So, okay, I still in the lunch section. Question number 7. Question number 7. Question number 7. This is random. I'm not sure this question. It's not question. It's question 4. We did question 3, and we are doing question 4. We did question 3. Oh, in fact, this one. Okay, so we are doing this very question 4. That was the assignment. Good. But I'll do 2 questions here. Question 4 and then question 5, yeah. 5. 4 and 5, good. So basically that is what we are doing today. Then we go to financial instruments. Good. So question 4. Question number 4. ABC Limited commenced the construction of a new office block on 1st January 2010. The following payments were made during the year 2010. So all of them are there. January to November 30. They are saying that the first payment on 31st January was funded from the enterprise pool of what debt. However, the enterprise succeeded in raising a medium-term loan for an amount of 800,000 at 31st March 2010 with a simple interest of 9% per annum, calculated and payable monthly in arrears. These funds were specifically used for this construction. That's what specific borrowing. Good. Excessive funds were temporarily invested at 6% per annum, monthly in arrears, payable in cash. The pool of debt was again used to an amount of 200,000 for the payment on 30th November, which could not be funded from the medium-term loan. I like that. The construction project was temporarily halted for 3 weeks in May due to substantial technical administrative work being carried out. It is assumed the management of ABC Limited adopts accounting policy of capitalizing borrowing costs. The following amounts of debt were outstanding at the statement of the financial position date. Medium-term loan, 800,000. Bank overdraft, 750,000. 10% 7-year notes with a simple interest payable annually as at 31st December is 9 million. Total overdraft interest charged by the bank amounting to 38,800. So basically that is. Now calculate the borrowing cost to be capitalized. Starts. So let's see how best we can do this. Let's go to the board. So first, where do you start from? Yes, starting of the question is very key. If you don't know where to start from, don't worry. Go back to the question and read the requirement and start from the requirement. So the requirement says if you what, calculate the borrowing cost to be what, capitalized. So that's all. So borrowing cost to be capitalized. So we come here, tell the examiner that borrowing cost to be capitalized. Then we will quickly start. So that is it. Then we will bring our currency here. There are two types of loans here, or two types of funding, specific and general pool of fund. You can make a decision to start with any of them. Once you put in the heading here like this, it's okay. So let's go and look at the one that we will start with. So we can start with the words, the specific. Let's start with the specific. So the specific, let's look at the dates or when the loan was contracted. So on January 2014. Okay, great. Great. So ABC Limited commenced the construction of a new office block 1st January 2010. The following payments were made during 2010. So 200,000. So the first payment on 31st January was funded from where? The entities what? General pool of debt. So we are calculating the specific. However, the enterprise succeeded in raising a medium-term loan for an amount of 800,000 as at when? 31st March. So the specific will start from there. 31st March, they took how much? 800,000. So you have to calculate from 31st March up to when? December. Yes, from 31st March to when? December. Good. So that is it. So the total interest will run from 31st March up to December with a simple interest of 9%. So let's go and calculate it. So they picked 800,000. We said that with a specific. If the end of the construction is not determined, we use what? The end of the financial year. And this question, their financial year is what? December. So they started when? January. How we get it? Good. So that is it. So let's go to specific. So specific borrowing. Then we start interest. Okay, so the interest will be, we open our brackets. So let me do it down. They pick 800,000 times what? 9%. From 31st March up to December, how many months? So from 31st March up to December, that'll give us 9 out of what? 12. Agreed. That'll be 9 months or 8. Okay. So therefore, the answer we shift to the last end there. So that's 81 divided by 12 times 80. 54,000. So record it here. 54,000. We said that to get the borrowing cost to be capitalized under the specific section, you bring the interest and you less what? You less investment income. Investment income. So let's go and calculate the investment income. They picked the money at 31st was March 2010. So if they don't use all on that date, whatever remains, they will invest it. Ideally, they will invest it. So 31st March, they picked they took 800 here. And then they spent how much? Let's go and see from the question. On 31st March, they spent 450, right? So out of the 800, 11, 350. So 11, 350. So out of the 800, they spent 450. So they spent 450 here. Then let me also put a balance here. So 11 was 350. Now let's move on. So this 350 will be free until the next withdrawal or the next payment. So the next payment occurred when? It occurred in June. June they took 100. So in that order. So it will be from 31st March to 30th June. How many months? From 31st March to 30th June. Okay, so from 31st March up to 30th June. So April, May, and what? June. So making 3 months. That means this 350 will be free from now to what? The 3-month rate. What's the investment rate? Okay, so the temporal funds can be invested at the rate of what? 6%. So therefore, 6% of the 350,000. So 6%. So therefore, they will invest at 31st March. So 31st March investment. 31st March investment. So for the 31st March investment, you open your brackets. That examiner that it is the 350 that the remaining portion times the investment rate, which is 6%. For how many months? A period of what? 3 out of 12. And that will give us 35. Now, I have to do something. Let me squeeze it out to go to the end. So 350 times 1, 2, 3 times 6% times 3 out of 4. And that will give us so 5,250. Now let's continue again. When is the next withdrawal? So on the 30th June, they pick 100. So if I let me write this one down. So 30th June, they pick 100. So 30th June. So this one is 31st March. 30th June, they pick 100. So left the balance of what? 250. And this 250 will be free until the next withdrawal. When is the next withdrawal? So you just have to go look for the next withdrawal. So the next withdrawal was when 31st October. So from 30th June to 31st October, how many months? So 30th June. So to be July, August, September, and what? October. Make it 4 months. So that means the 250 will be free until 4 months. So, and you are going to invest that one when? You invest it on 30th June. So right here, 30th June investment. You invested 250,000 times 6%. Now times what? 4 out of 12. And that is the end of the game. Great. That'll give us 5,000. Good. So that is 5,000. Now let's move on to the next section. That is, so it means that when they took the, on 31st October, when they took the 200,000, left it was 50,000. That's the balance. And this 50, which is the balance, also ran until the next withdrawal. So let's see the next withdrawal from the question. The next withdrawal occurred on what? 30th November. Now that 30th November, this 250 that you see there as the withdrawal or the amount paid is a combination of general pool of fund and specific. So they're saying that the pool of debts was again used to an amount of 200 for the payment on 30th November. So the payment on what? On 30th November. So it means that that 250 that we see here is combination of the 50,000 remain from the specific plus the general pool of fund of what? 200. So the specific, the 50 was what? Free until 30th November. So to be how many months? 0 month, until 30th November. So we will invest it 31st October investment. We invested 50,000 for how many months? 2. From 31st October up to what? 30th November. How many months? So 50,000 times 6% times, in fact, it will be what? Yes, 1 month. Because October is gone. So just November. So times 1 out of what? 12. And that will give us 2. That's 250, right? Great. So 250. So we are done with the investment income. We sum all this one up, put them together. So that will give us 10,500. 10,500. So come and then record it here. 10,500 here. We put it in brackets so that we can get a specific going, and then we are done. Good. The board is not clear. Can you confirm at your end if the board is okay? Can you confirm at your end? So confirm for me if at your end it's okay. Wow, in trouble. Great. So when you take it off, what do you get? What's the amount coming from specific? So the specific 54,000 less 10,500. And that will give us 43,500. Perfect. So 43,500. Then we come to the general pool of fund. That answer is a specific. Then we come to the general pool of fund. General pool of fund. Oh, general pool of fund. Now that one, we have to calculate the capitalization rate first. So let's go to the question and go and pick the items that will help us to calculate the capitalization rate. So we need the debts. Medium term loan is 800,000. Medium term loan is 800,000. Okay, that one is for specific, and that's what we use to construct this asset. So we are not going to include it in the calculation. It will not be part. So the bank loan of 750,000 with the interest of 33,800 during the year. Good. Then the 10% 7-year loan looks good. So we tell the examiner that calculation of the work. Let's do the calculation here. So that's the first working. So workings, number one, that is the work. Calculation of what? Of the work. So the work calculation. Weighted average cost of capital. The bank overdraft. The interest must be here. And then the debt itself, let's put it here. Good. They said that the bank overdraft, the interest throughout the year is 33,800. What the debt itself? 750,000. That is the value of the debt. Good. Let me shift it. Yes, more interest and then debt. The bank overdraft interest is 33,800. The value is 750,000. Agreed. And let's go and pick the second debt. Then we are done. The second debt is 10% 7-year loan note dated this. And the value is what? 9 million. So 10% by 9 million. So 10% note. So 10% of 9 million will give us 900,000. And the value is what? 9 million. So what is the total? So therefore the total will be, they'll give us 933,800. And then this one will give us 9,750,000. So therefore the work will be equal to this divided by this. Agreed. So the work will be equal to the weighted average cost of capital, cost of debt is equal to the 93,380 divided by the total debt of 9,750,123 times 100. Great. So basically, that is it. Times 100. So that will be the work. You get a total interest divided by the total debt. So 933,800. So that is it. 33,800. 933,000. So something like this. This was the answer. we will have 9.58. So this is equal to 9.58%. 9.58%. That is it. So that's the work or the capitalization rate. Now that we are done with the capitalization rate, we can go ahead and calculate the general pool of funds. So let me do that one here. So with the general pool of fund, the general pool. Let's go to the question. What are the amounts that they took from the general pool of fund? They took the very first and the very last amount. All of them were stated nicely. So the very first 200 and then the very last 200. Then we are done. It means that on 30th January, so on 31st January, they took 200. So let's calculate the interest on that one. So 31st January withdrawal. So that will be 31st January. So I'll put 31st January here. And that examiner that the interest on that value will be 200 times what? 200 times code. So times the 9.58%. Times how many months? Times how many months? Times how many months? Any idea? 1 month, right? I like that. 1 month. So it will be 200 times 9.58 times, they pick it from 31st January. So it was 11 months, right? So 11 out of 12. Yes, they pick the facility at what? 31st January. Exactly. Good. So in the general pool of fund, from the date that you took the money up to the end of the reporting period, what's the total interest incurred? That is it. Good. Up to the end. Okay, so what will be the answer for the general pool of fund? The very first one. So 17,000. So that will be something like 17,560, right? 563. Good. That is it. Then we go to the last amount taken. All these are not part of it. Okay, we go to the last amount taken. They took it on 30th November. They took another 200. And it was confirmed in the question for us that the pool of debt was again used to an amount of 200 for the payment on 30th of November. So 30th of November, they took another one again. So you come here for the last one, right? 30th of November. Let me take this section off, okay? So now you know, now we know it, so that I can be free. 30th of November. Again, they pick another 200,000 times what? 9.58%. How many months? 9 months, eh? So that will be 1 month. So times 1 out of 12. Good. That will be times 1 out of 12. Then we are done. So to be 1 month, so 200 times 5.58 times 1 out of 12. Good. Then you are done. Now let's see. So therefore, we will get 1597. So we have to put all the general pool of funds together, their total, then we shift it to the other end to go and join his good brother. That is the 43,500. So therefore, adding these two together, what do we get? So you get 19,160, right? Good. Yes, 19,160. Then now put it together. The overall total is the total borrowing cost eligible for capitalization under this. So that will give us the 43,500 plus 19,160. Good. I'll take that. So giving a total of 62,660. So that is the amount. Great. Now, so the question that we just solved is the ICA P3 May 2016, the standard. Now you are trying question 5. I promise that I'll do, but you can try it for me. That's the deep sea oil. That one too is also a past question, November 2009. So you try that one also for me, then you are fine. The rest of the questions are yours. And then you try the last question. Just the very last question in the handout. It's very good. But all the questions, you have to try them. All the questions. The very last question, okay, try. Great. Now this is the end of the IAS 23 borrowing cost. Now I'm starting the next set of the standards. Good. So now let's kickstart the game. Thank you very much for coming.